Right, welcome to the next episode, and this is about Mosaic law. And as you see, Mosaic law, God's rule for Israel, right? It's God's rule for Israel. And also known as the law of Moses, right? So seeing how the Moses is all over the place in the codes, right? Very important. And the laws all over the place in the codes as well, like the Wales, Islam, Judaism. You know, you have the code of the law in everything, right? And it basically becomes a code for Israel, right? How Israel's gonna rule, right? Israel's rule, right? So the thing what you notice about the Mosaic law, as you see here, it says symbols. Now it's got the symbols outlined in big letters. Regulations, ceremonies, rites and symbols. So of course, you know, that famous saying about how the world is ruled by symbols, not letters and numbers and all this. So, you know, this is basically telling you how to rule, right? Israel, what they call Israel, right? Rules, right? Of course, Israel's a special people and all that, right? Not so much the profane little country, you know, what they created in the 1940s, but it's referring to their special little load of peoples. They call it Israel, right? You see the Mosaic law, right? As always, right, you've got the M for the free, right? And then you get left with that, right? Chaos, right? Chaos, right? So of course, this is the day with order of chaos, right? Creating order from chaos, right? So of course, you know, this is the day with order from chaos, or order of cure. You know, so you see now how the Freemasonry is totally tied in with the Israel, right? And the Jewish law. And the lux, another thing of it there, lux, light from darkness. So all these things is the Masonic ideas and the Jew ideas as well. This has become the Mosaic law, right? So Mosaic law is basically Masonic law, right? And that's the same thing. Of course, you know, order from chaos explains the entire system. You know, why did they all these hexes and their spells and their, you know, to apparently create sort of chaotic things, but you know, in real effect, that enables them to order and run the system. You know, the apparent chaos and not what that's there. You know what I mean? It's all hex, as we know. And the law said were being revealed to Moses by God. Of course, in a profane sense, to say that this person Moses existed, and so, you know, this book is called Moses, and he was walking around or whatever, and God spoke to him and all this, but it's not to do with that, you know. It's it's to do with their own codes and that. I mean, Mouse, you know, and they had Mickey Mouse, of course, you know, one of the biggest characters in the Western history and that. As you see there, different from other legal codes, because it's a special transgender code for their own ancient Israelites, you know, which again is a code for a specific group of people. The ancient Near East. The ancient Near East, again, that's a code for referring to its own Freemasons, right? because they live near the east, you know, in terms mentally and all that. The new function and purpose in the New Testament. So the order from the chaos. And they're made up of 3 parts, the 10 Commandments, which, you know, well, are the ordinances and the worship system. Of course, Moses is the one that's to do with the tablets, you know, the tablets and the pillars. Of course, you know, this is referring to the transmedicine, the light of the world. Of course, the sin, the sinfulness, being a single gender people, as opposed to everyone double people. So, you know, it's no wonder that of the chaos theory in the mathematics, again, it's like a nod to their own state of disorder. See, they call a place the state. Yeah. So, you know, we're still gonna love in chaos state of disorder. So all these are chances in the Royal Institution. Geometry of chaos. So you love this idea because they're, you know, obviously they're ruling the world. You know, they're ruling the entire populations of people. You know, using this theory and that. So again, when you're talking about Moses' idea, you know, maybe it's basically a reference to a certain place where they might have, again, they discovered the transmedicine or came across the transmedicine, right? Of course, you know, yeah, the Moses character is associated with this Mount Ararat place, right? Of course, you have the rat idea, which they use, right? And again, you have the Moses or Mouse and the Aaron, you know, the brothers Aaron and Moses and Aaron. So you might just be referring to like a physical district, you know, where they discovered the transmedicine, you know. And of course, that's, you know, like the day of masonry idea, masis. You know, like plenty of trans code and that, of course, right? And the day with the Ark idea. So again, that becomes the idea of the Freemasonic lodge in the chaos of the world, you know, as you see by the bricks. So that's representing the sort of safety of the Masonic lodge within all the rain and floods and bad weather and all that, you know, like, again, what do you call it, metaphorical codes and that. There's the antiquities of the Jews, that's got to be a code. And interesting how you see there, it's supposed to be a sort of floods idea, but how it's depicted as green. You know, like trees and nature and that, you see. So they despise nature itself, you know. They think the floods isn't referring to basically sea and water, it's referring to like nature. Despise like nature and all that, and they see that ark thing as a refuge from nature. See, of course, there's you know, Moses and that getting the light in his head. You know, when he's obviously just took his trance drugs and then gets the light into his head, see? So it could be just basically referring to a specific region, you know. What's the deal, like a bit of that Turkey place. But you know, it's similar to the chaos theory type of thing. You know, like these are got to be codes for different, you know, hex and stuff like that. Again, you have this golden ratio, which becomes a big mathematical thing in their Freemasonry. Again, the rat, you know, the rat is obviously a rat is sort of a two-faced idea, you know, like Judas, right? Like a rat. Rats desert the sinking ship type of idea, and the rat's like a sort of metaphor for a traitor, you know. You know what I mean? That's what a rat is like. So they use the rat idea, like the water rats, Grand Lodge of water rats and all that. But obviously this is something, again, this is something to do with being a trans, you know, obviously. It must be something to do with, you know, getting the ratio right, right? Getting the ratio right is getting the right amount of trans medicine, you know, when they're doing a trans. You've got to measure it up and get the right amount of trans medicine, or else obviously you can get a lot of difficulties and all that. So the golden ratio, you know, this is said to, again, a straight line, is said to have been cut into bits. You know, this is to do with turning people into trances. You know, again, a code, right? That's why they call it sacred geometry, because you've got to measure up and get all the sort of proportions correct of the medicine what they use, right? Otherwise you get, you know, what you've seen, a lot of the difficulties what to produce. You know, gigantism, dwarfism, you know, long limbs, you know, one leg longer than the other, you know, like stuff like that comes about, see, because of this. As you see there, it's they're talking about proportions and all this. They talk about the golden means. The golden mean is the ideal. See what I mean? So you're talking about the golden ratio is what they use to try and build, you know, the ideal transgender physique for their own Israelites, you know, Israelites. Make them real, see? They try and make them real, as opposed to just something which is like, you know, like a plan or any the blueprint, you know, like that Hiram Abiff, right? A blueprint idea like Fibonacci, right? You know what that's about. So they make them real, like an Israelite, see? It's all that they were making a trans. And there's the architect again, you know, that's Hiram Abiff they're talking about. The blueprint for making the trans. Of course, these are codes, right? Jacob, Moses, Abraham, and all the rest are just codes for different things, you know, or maybe it's the same thing. You know, these people didn't exist as real blokes walking around and were talked to by a spirit out the sky, you know what I mean? Like that type of profane stuff. It's all codes for their own trans system, like, you know, who were the Israelites. As you see with the Fibonacci, right, the Hiram Abiff and the Cain. So you're talking about, when they talk about the architect Hiram Abiff, that's Cain, you know. It's the same character, like a metaphorical character. Indian mathematics. So you know it's to do with Hiram Abiff. So he was Leonardo the Traveller, and the most talented Western mathematician. He done the golden ratio, see. Character is the architect.